We're keeping it. Woo! Oh, ball shot.
Welcome back to Film Brew, you wangless dorks, an in-depth conversation about our favorite Hollywood movies and TV shows. My name is Kevin Lyons.
Mike Candlelight.
Anton.
And today we're reviewing Cobra Kai, the TV series. Because they just make movies, TV shows now. Film Brew! Spoiler alert! We're rusty. We're kind of like Cobra Kai now.
Yeah, we're coming back.
So YouTube Red did the unthinkable, and they made one of our favorite 80s movies into a television series that just happened to take place, what, like 30 years later?
Yeah.
30-something years
In
later.
real time.
And it's kind of cool because Karate Kid was all about Daniel, and Johnny Lawrence was like the bad guy who he was facing when he was a kid. But now Cobra Kai, 30-something years later, and we're getting the story through Johnny's perspective, which was really cool because I like seeing the villain kind of become a hero, right?
He never was the villain.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying through the audience perspective.
Through the eyes of him.
Through his perspective. So what did you guys think of the Cobra Kai series?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Like high rewatchability. It's very entertaining.
It was fucking awesome. What are you talking about great? It was fucking awesome, man.
No, it was awesome, and it touched on all the jokes from the original. Like overall, it was very well done. It was better than what I thought it was going to be.
What'd you think?
Well, when I saw the trailers, I was dogging on it.
He hated Cobra Kai.
No, I hated the idea of them rehashing Karate Kid because I love Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I don't want him to fuck it up. And I was so nervous, so I was dogging on the trailer.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I liked about it is that it wasn't like a really big studio. Mm-hmm. It was YouTube. Yeah. And they were making a TV series, and it had Ralph Macchio and William Zabka, and they brought them back. And it was just really fun to see these characters again because you know that they were doing it for the fans.
Thank you, How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess it was on there.
And
I never
Psych.
watched it.
Yeah. And Psych.
So let's just go down everything that we liked about the Cobra Kai series. Okay? First of all, it felt like an 80s movie filmed now.
And all the feels too, because we live in that neighborhood.
Yeah, that was cool. Like it's like
the apartment's right down the street.
It's
from here.
right down the street. The
So
South
crazy.
Seas Apartments. It's right up like that way.
It feels like we're just watching a
Yeah.
TV show about our neighbors.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
great.
It's weird.
I felt like the characters haven't really changed. That like Johnny is still Johnny and Daniel is still Daniel. And now that they kind of switched the perspectives, you kind of like Johnny a lot more than you like Daniel LaRusso. But you still like Daniel LaRusso.
I like them both. It's just communication.
Yeah. I mean, going into the perspective thing that you were talking about, like, you do sympathize more with Johnny because he doesn't have anything.
Yeah, he's at rock bottom.
And LaRusso has everything, whereas in Karate Kid, it was reverse.
Yeah, you follow. It was like Karate Kid was like the hero's journey, and so you want Daniel to be successful, but now you see that he's ultimately successful, and you want to.
He has a perfect life.
He has a perfect life.
The perfect
you want to
family,
know
yeah.
about the Johnny, about what happened. What happened to his story after all this, and we got that, and it is fucking great. I love how much of a loser he is, and how he's still stuck in the 80s. He's still driving his fucking, what was that, Firebird?
Firebird,
Still
yeah.
driving his Firebird. He's still listening to all
Trans
the 80s
Am.
music. And my favorite part, even though it is a little bit sad, is when he's drinking Coors. This is the official drink of Cobra Kai. And even when, like, he's drinking and driving, and he's binge drinking, but he doesn't do it like a normal alcoholic. He just lets it just drool, like, all over him when he's
Like
drinking.
an 80s bad guy.
Like a typical 80s bad guy. He's still like the loser, but he's like, you'll like him now because he's trying a little bit.
Yeah, he's the new Mr. Miyagi.
He is the new Mr. Miyagi. That's
He
right.
became more sympathetic. Like, he adjusted more than he did in the 80s.
How do you know? You only saw him in the first movie.
Right, but what we were saying, the Karate Kid took place over a long period of time, and then it was just that, like, 2-3 minutes at the end of the movie where we see him change.
Yeah.
Whereas this 10 episodes took place over a year.
He did not change. Like what you saw here, he didn't change. He's still the same person.
Well, he is,
with bad management.
Yeah, but not only that,
That's what he is.
even his vocabulary is still stuck in the 80s. It feels like he has not caught up with technology at all.
The fuck is Facebook?
Yeah, what the fuck is Facebook? You know, like all that
My
stuff.
favorite part is when he says his point of view and how things happen.
He is the victim. We feel bad for him watching this freaking show.
No, but at the same time, you don't. History repeats itself.
Always.
You know what I mean? Even though you learn lessons in one decade, 20 years later,
You always have to find a Back to
your
the Future
generation,
reference.
your generation is going to go through the same type of things that you did.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see throughout the whole series how Johnny is finally seeing the bad parts of Cobra Kai. But he wants to change Cobra Kai for the better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
But
that
the
wasn't...
teachings are still the same, and the teachings is what is the main core here.
Yeah.
It's like, no matter how good you are, if the teaching is bad,
Yeah.
everybody goes bad. This fucking show blurs the line of fucking what's right and what's wrong, because it's like, you're always in the middle. Like, fucking, I'm on his side, then I'm on his side.
Miguel, the Daniel LaRusso character now, he's like very sweet, you're rooting for him, and then you see him go through the same type of things that Johnny goes through.
switch, yeah.
And you see him get angry, and he kind of becomes the bad guy even though you don't want him to be the bad guy. Johnny's son, Robbie,
Which is a douchebag in the beginning.
which is a douchebag in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I remember as soon as I saw this kid, I'm like, oh, I just want to fucking crane kick him in the face. Crane kick that motherfucker in the face. And then he ends up working at Daniel LaRusso's auto body shop. And he ends up becoming, like, being trained by Daniel LaRusso. This is actually the only gripe about the series.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as he started working there, he automatically he changed his mind. And they didn't show us why he decided to become a good guy.
You remember the first time that LaRusso asked, how's the new kid doing? There was like, he finished all of his work before lunch.
Because he's trying to prove himself. But he wants to
But
get on top.
they didn't show...
The change on why
why
it's like he stopped the motivation of working for Daniel to piss off his dad to working for Daniel because he wants to be a good person. See, we never got
I saw that because when he was like working there, he saw the different values of the people working there on how people treated him.
We never saw that.
But
I saw it. I don't know what you did.
He saw it. But the thing is, the audience didn't see him
I
see
saw
it.
it. I saw that change.
What fucking episode were you watching?
So he got hired.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that happens is there's that montage of him doing all the fucking work.
You guys are thinking of it wrong, but it's okay.
How are we thinking of it wrong?
It's all
Because
perspective.
I got the fucking thing.
It's all perspective.
I got what they're
That's
trying
exactly
to do.
what this fucking TV show
Yeah,
is.
it's
perspective.
weird. Yeah, you can't read it like you see it different. I see it different, and you see it different.
Yeah, and
I just wish I could see Elizabeth Shue.
I'm still pro Hawk though. Give me
Yeah.
Hawk anytime.
Hawk was fucking amazing.
The nerdy kids in the high school end up joining Cobra Kai, and Johnny's, instead of him trying to be a bad guy, who's actually trying to teach these kids to stand up for themselves. And that's what was really cool about seeing that character change in Johnny. And, I mean, not really character
But in
change.
turn, turning them into bad guys.
That's what I'm saying. It eventually
it was
pushed
the-
them over that line to they ended up becoming the bullies and, and listening too much to Johnny.
It was the line, like because he did it a lot. Like when they started showing up, it's like, I want to do Cobra Kai, and they would look at him like, you're not fucking Cobra Kai. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And then he started teaching them.
The
and he
main
never-
villain is the teachings of Cobra Kai, because
Yeah.
the people that are in Cobra Kai are good people, but the teachings make them kind of douchey.
What are you gonna do when you see a girl at a party? Are you gonna let somebody else go and talk to her?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna talk to her first? That was the first example.
The
of
main
strike
wrong
first.
thing though is not the first two; is the third rule is no mercy.
Yeah, no mercy.
Because that's the Miyagi rule. Is like always have mercy.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that contradicts the Daniel teaching to the
But
Cobra Kai.
going
teaching,
into
you
the
know that?
villain thing, there was really only 3 bad guys in the entire thing.
In the series?
In the entire
I don't
series.
think there's no
Now,
good
let's-
background.
Because
who?
if you look at
name them.
Kyler, the douche in the beginning,
Okay, yep.
the popular blonde chick, I don't know what the fuck her name is.
Yep, okay.
And then the teachers. Those were the villains.
Okay. Okay.
Because
I agree with that,
everything else was perspective.
He's mad because the only male villain in this is Asian.
Yeah.
And he got really mad.
He's a really douchey Asian, dude.
He is a douchey
Like, he's a
Asian.
fucking douchey. I want to slap him. Just want to punch him in the face. You know what I'm saying? But like, the thing is, they're all set aside though. They're not.
Yeah.
They're like all shoved in the corner because the gray area started fucking coming in.
That is the most important part of the
The
series. is the
misunderstanding is the main villain, I think.
because usually it's so easy to root for the good guy and hate the bad guy when they're so clearly defined.
Yeah.
And the way that this series sets it up is actually a great lesson for young generation. Is that listen, even though you're being bullied, they were probably bullied too. And just because you've been bullied doesn't give you the right to go bully other people.
This comes to the Batman versus Superman. fucking talk.
No, they
motherfuckers.
did. Yeah, I remember you complaining that it was the whole Batman v Superman thing. If they just sat down and talked for fun, they talked for a lot. They explained
There was
a
an
lot.
entire episode where they talked.
No, that was one of the best
was
episodes
great.
too. When Daniel and fucking Johnny was just
Yeah.
like bonding, drinking.
But yeah, there
fucking-
was also the one scene when Lawrence went to dinner with Miguel's family,
Yeah.
and they were talking about, oh, like, where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm from. And Cena was like, oh, a lot of nice houses. And his line was, just because it's nice on the outside doesn't mean it was nice on the inside.
Yeah.
Like that's that like.
You know what the best line from that dinner is?
What's that?
You know, in America, bananas. in English,
Oh yeah.
plantains are called bananas.
They're plantains. Yeah, well, in America we call them bananas.
Yeah, that was really fun. Johnny is the breakout star of this series. No matter how hard they try to make Daniel LaRusso look cool, Johnny Lawrence was the best part of the series. It was a mixture of Bad News Bears meets Karate Kid meets like the Foot Fist Way. I love how funny Johnny Lawrence is without trying to be funny. Yeah. He was still kind of, he had that edgy attitude, and the way that he reacted to how kids are these days is where a lot of that comedy came out. He wasn't trying, every time he made us really laugh, he was being completely fucking serious.
Yeah,
that's what made this so great.
Nice shirt.
Yeah, I like.
Just kidding, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You know what, too? Like, in the beginning, too, Danny was coming out of a douchebag because, like, he lost the teachings. He wasn't practicing his karate.
Unlike what a movie can do, this was 10 episodes, 4 hours long. They were able to flush out and tell both sides
Character
of
studies,
what
everything,
happened to them in the 80s, how they saw everything that happened to them.
The flashbacks,
Plus,
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
able to show how Lawrence's kid is interacting with things and his change, and how Miguel is changing, and it was able to flush those out better.
Saw the evolution of both of their characters.
Yeah, because it was
And you
2 hours
sympathize
longer
with
than
both of them.
Yeah, it was 2 hours longer than the movie, so it had that extra breathing room. But it still never. It didn't feel like we sat down and watched it for 4 fucking hours.
Oh man, I would have watched another 4 hours of
I
that
wanted
show.
another fucking 20.
And the
fucking
way
whatever
that they
is.
ended the season actually embodied the third real villain, which was the No Mercy, like the
Yeah.
teachings of Cobra Kai. Because then the original sensei from Cobra Kai was teaching Johnny comes back in at the end. And he's talking to Johnny. Like, that was pretty cool, but I'm a little confused. Didn't Johnny say that he died at the meeting?
I was gonna call that out. Like, it's one of those. Did he say that at the meeting because he really wanted Cobra Kai to
I
be
think
back
in
and he
his
wanted to
fucking
dish
thing,
it?
he's dead.
I think he meant like
personally, like-
theoretically he's dead. The way that he teaches is dead.
Yeah.
But I love it that he comes back because you know what I'm thinking for season 2? I'm thinking that Johnny never actually got the rights to use the Cobra Kai name. And that guy still owns Cobra Kai. So season 2 is going to open up where he just takes Cobra Kai from him. And it's also Daniel was opening up the Mr. Miyagi dojo in Mr. Miyagi's old house. And so Daniel's going to start
all the old
teaching.
cars,
And
all
I
the
think
fields,
Johnny is going to join up with Daniel LaRusso and teach at that dojo to go against his old sensei.
I
And you
hope.
know who the main fight is going to be against? I'm telling you right now, is going to be Daniel LaRusso's daughter and Hawk. Because
I don't care who's fighting.
Hawk would be the student who would stay with the new sensei.
Hawk would be the student that stays with the sensei, but at the same time, the arc that Miguel had, if Robbie is the teacher, like, it's going to be an interesting dynamic.
Robbie's not going to be the teacher.
Or the student, sorry. Fucked up, I'm drinking. Coors. Alright,
You're drinking Coors, you're getting fucked up. What's wrong with you?
Get to your fucking point.
but if Robbie's still a student at the school, Miguel might not want to go there. So it's going to be the interesting dynamic in school, because more than likely Robbie's going to go to the same school as them now.
That is why I really
I don't think so,
love-
because if Robbie sees Daniel and Johnny make amends, why wouldn't he do that with Miguel? If he sees it in his dad and his role model.
Unless it's hashed out between Miguel and Robbie, it doesn't matter how Robbie might try.
Yeah.
But Miguel might be against
You know,
it.
all of that is irrelevant.
Because we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen yet.
No, but because, like, dude, what's the beauty of this fucking series is the writing, the characters. Because
Yeah.
I love all of them.
You
Yeah.
love all of them. They
It's
make
like-
you care about every single
Because
character in this.
The final fight, dude, I'm rooting for both of them.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking, I don't know, like, who's gonna win. I don't want him to win. I don't want him to win. I want
Good,
both of them
just
to
have
win.
them just stop fighting
right,
and hug each
Yeah,
other.
dude.
Daniel LaRusso, Ralph Macchio was the star of Karate Kid, but Johnny Lawrence is the star of this show, and I fucking love it. It 100%.
I was rooting for him all the time too. I was like, come on.
His storyline is so far more interesting than Daniel's.
Because
Daniel has everything.
Man. He's a broken man.
And see him come up from the bottom. I love it. I love his whole attitude towards life.
The interaction with his dad.
His stepdad.
His stepdad was great. The beginning was like,
Because he is his kid.
Yeah.
He is his kid.
Not really. It's
But
his
like
stepdad.
in a different way. But
it was
If it really was his kid, he wouldn't try to buy him out.
Yeah, it was like, he went in there. It's like, I said, I promised your mom I'd take care of you forever.
Yeah.
I'm buying you out of my life. But then later in the series, he comes back and he just drops an envelope full of money. He's like,
pays it back.
Yeah, this is everything that you ever did to support me. I'm done. I don't need this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it was that full, like...
Johnny gets his shit together.
Yeah.
Cleans his apartment. And gives the money back to his
It's a
stepdad.
montage of him cleaning his
And that's why I love this. There were so many 80s montages in this series. It's one of like, Johnny training Miguel, and then Daniel training fucking Robbie, and then Johnny getting his shit back together. I fucking I can never get enough 80s montages. Was there anything in the series that you were hoping they were gonna do and they didn't?
I wanted to see a Lawrence, and it's still possible that could happen in season 2. But I wanted to see a Lawrence LaRusso like Rocky 2 style ending, where they have that respect, but they still want to see who's better.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to see that.
One, I was hoping for Elizabeth Shue.
That's what
She might come back for season 2 if this is really successful. And second, you remember in the original movie where Johnny's buddy's like, get him a body bag!
I want to come back?
I wanted him to come back, but he works at the mortuary. Where he actually uses body bags. I'm almost out of beer too. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about Cobra Kai?
Watch it.
Thanks for cruising by and checking out a review. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you thought about Cobra Kai and what you think is going to happen in season 2. Until then, my name is Kevin Lyons.
Mike Candlette.
Cobra Kai! Bitches be bitches, bro.